Hello, this is the original air filter out of the Laverda 500. The issue is that it's running way too rich and it's fouling the plugs. So I couldn't get any one of these anywhere. Now the thing also about this is that these two lugs hold on the side casings of it, which also hold on some of the wiring. So I'm going to have to figure out what can I do with this. So having had no luck trying to find an actual Laverda 500 air filter, I decided I'd hunt and see if I could make something. So I came across, after hunting for the search in Google, this Athena air filter, but the cost of the shipping was quite high. I mean, the unit itself was cheap, but the shipping was high. So I put the same search words into Amazon and found one, and so I purchased this material from Amazon. So what arrived from Amazon was this foam sheet, which is simply, that's what it is. So it's going to be a simple process of cutting it down to size. I'm going to measure it to see the full width of the case. So that there is 17. So I'm going to cut this to 17. Having cut this 17, just put it in. And this is what it looks like just sitting in place. Because the original air filter has the sections that hold on each side of the air filter casing, you'll need a NEM 6 threaded rod. I cut these to 19 centimeters, which is what the original distance was, but it would have been better if I actually cut them longer, because it actually made them put the side casings on. It was rather a bit more difficult, as you'll see. I used these rubber mounts in my vise so I wouldn't damage the threads in the rod, even though the center threads don't really make a difference. I thought I'd get a bit of exercise and use my little hand hacksaw rather than use a grinder that I would normally do to cut this. Then check with an M6 nut on both ends to make sure that the threads are still okay. Then you might have to do a bit of filing down to get it to fit, because this will save you in the long run, as I didn't do this on one end and I had to take it back out and take it to the grinder. Now thread the M6 rod with a nut and washer already on this side. Now you can see there was a bit of faffing about to get the nut and washer on. This was because I cut them. I think it would be best to leave the rods longer, thread them on, and then cut them afterwards. But you live and learn. Getting the second 6mm rod through turned into a bit of a palaver, and I had to figure out how could I do this. So I used a very long tin screwdriver, and then on the far end I used a heat shrink to connect it to the 6mm rod and pulled it through. This worked. I had done numerous attempts prior to this and all failed. I then had to trim off the heat shrink. First of all pulled it off, and then with a knife trimmed it off before I could fit on the nut to get the second rod finished. And making sure that both sides of the case were fitting on properly, then just tighten up the nuts and the job is done. But it would have been much easier if I left the 6mm rod much longer. Then I could have easily seen where it was with one side standing out from the casing. And now the Laverda is all back together and running much better, so job is a success. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you.